Alyssa Orange joining us here from Pig Trail Nation on a Tuesday on Halftime. Had a birthday a couple years ago, and on your Twitter, Alyssa, you refer to being Cody Bellinger years old today. Does that mean that you're also riding the bench?
Yeah, sure. Hey, no, I actually thought of that halfway through baseball season to the end of this year, and I was like, man, when I turn 35, I'm going to say that I'm Cody Bellinger years old and see if anybody understands what I'm saying. So I was kind of excited to put that out there, but thanks for making me feel demoted there, Phil. Appreciate you.
I was going to say, I mean, you're no bench warmer, Alyssa, and I didn't think he was either, but, you know, Dave Roberts had other thoughts since he's not hitting much for the last year or so.
Right. Yeah, he did hit a home run on my birthday, so I'll give him that. But, man, Cody Bellinger recently just up and down, which is unfortunate because when he's on, and he's fun to watch. Hey, quick shout-out, though, to my husband who got me some AirPod Pros for my birthday because I lost my AirPods in San Francisco for the March Madness. And so now I have them in, and my face won't mute myself or hang up on you guys anymore.
Glad to hear it.
That's right. I think you did lead our guests in not face phone calls, but face errors.
Mutes.
Yeah. But
so I'm not doing that anymore to Drew. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
I love those AirPod Pros. Those are the best. Hey, you're not a Cardinal fan. You're a Dodger fan. You had Pujols with the Dodgers last year. He had some moments with them last year. I think we kind of forget that. He hit with them a little bit. And about the number of games he played with the Cardinals so far, he played the same amount last year with the Dodgers and actually produced a little bit. But seeing him with St. Louis now, and I mean the Dodgers and Cardinals are sort of mortal enemies. I know they've got their own in-division rivalries and everything, but as an outsider here, how do you view this incredible week, 2 weeks, and really the last couple of months that he's put up?
Yeah. You have to love it. I know that I am a Dodgers fan, but I love baseball, and you love this for him. And when he came over from the Angels to the Dodgers last year towards the middle of the season, he just had a joy about him that I think had been missing for a while, and you saw it. He wasn't in the lineup every game, and he didn't play much. And, he would pinch hit every now and then, but it was just his presence in the dugout. They were calling him Tio Albert, and he was just, the incredibly talented older player that the younger players gravitated to and learned from, and he was just having fun again. And for him to be back in St. Louis, and yes, you're absolutely right, I do not like the Cardinals, but you have to be happy for him because he's happy playing baseball again, and Albert Pujols being good and having fun is just good for the game, and I love to see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, It is a heck of a lot of fun to watch, and as a Pirates fan, I'm just used to watching him do it against the Pirates. I just kind of hope he does it against everybody now because I'm enjoying.
Just don't do it against the Dodgers in the playoffs, okay? Great. Perfect.
I might root harder when it's against the Dodgers just because of all the money. I can't help it, Alyssa. We can still be friends. I think we can still be friends. Because we both cover very many, the same teams pretty much, and so I think we can be friends. I got a lot of excitement leading into this football season. Preseason camp is over now, and you're sort of all in preparation. The starting roles seem to have shaken themselves out in some ways, and I mean now it's right upon us. It's week 0, so I mean hopefully this team lives up to the expectations because I've lived in the state here long enough to say that I would say I can only remember maybe 3 years where there were higher expectations for Arkansas football. I think the last year with DMAC and Felix, and then second year that they were really good under Petrino in 2011. Yeah. This year, right now, the optimism is running like 11 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it means something when Mike Irwin makes the comment in the office where he's waited 42-some years for all the programs at Arkansas to be this good. There was no way that Mike Irwin was going to retire anytime soon with the way that this football team is performing right now. And so, he's excited. Everyone else is excited. And they're fun to watch. And when you listen to them and just their demeanor in general, you see just the leadership, that they carry themselves differently, and that's huge. Body language is huge, and obviously we're going to see on the field what this team is going to look like, but it's the body language, it's the way that this team's confidence just exudes when these players are sitting on the podium, the way that this program believes in itself, and that's what's gotten everyone excited to this point. Yeah, they have potential with what they did, but if you listen to how these players talk, that's what gets you right now before they stepped on the field and played a true game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, they definitely have the confidence. They're ready and locked in and loaded and ready to go. And it's going to be up to, KJ Jefferson. It's been said multiple times by multiple different people, this offense will go as far as KJ can take them. Now, you look at KJ's game last year. Now, obviously, was able to develop a good pass game with hooking up with Traylon Burks and other receivers, but he led the team in rushing last year. Can Arkansas have success if KJ Jefferson is your lead rusher again this year?
Yeah, absolutely. What did Kendall Briles say in his press conference on Friday? He said, I like winning. I don't care if KJ's got to run the ball or if KJ has to throw the ball. Whatever it does that gets us to win, that's what they care about. And so to have that threat that makes KJ who he is, you don't want to make KJ into a player he's not. And so keep him dynamic as possible. He's got a lot of weapons around him that he can use and he will use. But if he needs to run the ball, then he can run the ball. Now, I'm really excited for Rocket Sanders. I think that's going to be a huge step in the right direction. Dominique Johnson back at practice in a green jersey, really delicate on that knee. That knee is in a brace yesterday for the first time being out there at practice. But if KJ rushes as much as he does last year, I don't think anyone should have a problem with it if they're winning football games.
Mm-hmm. From one number one to the other number one, and from offense to defense, Jalen Catalon named to the preseason AP second team All-American. There's plenty of All-American lists out there, Alyssa, but when you hear AP, it does make it a little bit more special. And I'm not going to ask you what it would mean to be preseason, but do you think that Jalen Catalon finishes the season as a second or maybe even a higher AP All-American?
Yeah, he stays healthy. He should be. Absolutely. He's that talented. And, like you mentioned, the AP in front of it just hits a little harder, right? And so he's always had the talent. We've seen it. He's better. He's faster. I mean, look, they were doing a drill the other day, and Mike Irwin and I were talking about this, where the DBs had those boxing gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was really cool. They can't grab jerseys with boxing gloves on. They can't really even catch a ball, right? So it's all about footwork, being in the right spot, really, really honing in on the coverage aspect against these one-on-ones with wide receivers. And it's hard. I mean, DB's got these gloves on. Jalen Catalon is over there still knocking balls down and still playing great cover with boxing gloves on. I mean, this kid is just so talented. If he stays healthy, I truly think that he might be a really, really bright spot on this football team kind of at the end of the season. What we all hope for is we get one more year after this one with Jalen Catalon, because that NFL could start calling. And, I'd love to see him play for at least 2 more years.
I want to hit on something you'd mentioned a moment ago about, how you expect the offense to operate and talking about leading rushers and all that. We got a lot of people texting in. I think the going theory is that at least the first game, who knows how defenses are going to play Arkansas weeks 2 through 12, because it's all based upon whatever happens leading up to that game. But Cincinnati, they're going to play the run, right? They're going to make KJ beat them in the air. That's the only way I see Cincinnati at least opening up the game until they're proven otherwise, that KJ and this group of receivers can move the ball through the air. I think that's going to be obvious in the first half in 2 Saturdays. Yeah,
I think so. And the good news for Arkansas is if these wide receivers have developed the way that these coaches have said that they were. I mean, Kendall Briles said they were the question mark, and they're not anymore. They are talented. They are a deep group. They've got a lot of weapons for KJ to connect with. And I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised when they see these wide receivers play this first game against Cincinnati, and all of these concerns that you have go out the window. They are that fun to watch in the little bit of amount of practice that we see. And so if they're going to make KJ throw the football, I think they're going to find that Arkansas's wide receivers are a lot better than they expected them to be. And then then you start to cover the pass, which opens up the run game. And things could get dangerous if both of those things are clicking for the Razorbacks in that first game against a Cincinnati team that, no, they're not the team that went to the playoffs a year ago, but they're still a very, very good football team. I'm excited. This offensive line, that's where it starts, though, Phil. If they're going to make KJ throw the ball, he's got to stay upright. And this offensive line that's got guys who have had from top to bottom outside of Luke Jones, who's played in 13 games but didn't start, they've got 2, 3, 4 years of starting experience with the Razorbacks and in the SEC, and that, I believe, is where everything and all that success is going to hinge from.
Before we let you go, I wanted to let you get in another word on your Welcome to Whitehall production with featuring Ryan Mallett, because I know this is, I mean, you guys are a TV, content company and everything, but this was a 30-minute, essentially like a 30-minute movie you guys put together, so this is something that's new.
Yeah, thank you. It's a project I've wanted to do for a while, just to kind of expand what we do as storytellers, because we're putting together a story doesn't mean our voice has to be on it. And when I pitched the idea, I think some of my bosses were a little leery, and I was like, just let me try. I've wanted to do it for a while. COVID happened, and then I also think you got to find the right story. But it was so fun to be able to put this together and really be able to show what Ryan is doing right now, Jarius Wright being on his staff, Whitehall, that football team, and let them tell the story. I didn't need to do that. They did it for me. And I really enjoyed being down there and putting it together. So if you haven't watched it, it's on our website, nwahomepage.com, and 19 minutes long. And it was really, really fun to put together. So if you haven't watched it, I'd love for people to go check it out.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, and events with first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's BELIEVE, BLEAV 50. That's BELIEVE, BLEAV 50. Bet online, where the game starts.